Welcome to BNEWS Weekly. I'm Phil Gallagher, along with BNEWS Director Rich Hosford, BNEWS reporters Tad Stefanek and John Vias, Peter Brown with the weather, and Maddie Shipka with the community calendar. Thank you for joining us. The results are in from Burlington's 2018 town election last Saturday. There were 4 contested races this year. One was for 2 seats for the Board of Selectmen, another was for 2 seats on the Library of Trustees, and 2 were in town meeting precincts 1 and 4. In the Board of Selectmen race, incumbents Mike Ryan and Joe Morandi were barely able to hold on with 1,163 votes and 1,134 votes, respectively, versus challenger Nick Priest, who was running for the first time, garnering 1,068 votes. Virginia Mooney, a former member of the board and a longtime candidate, received 381 votes. In the Library Trustees race, all candidates were newcomers. When the votes were tallied, Kevin Sheehan had topped the ticket at 1,305 votes, and Ram Voraganti had 942, securing the 2 seats. Coming in third was another newcomer, Haral Gandhi, with 856 votes. In the Town Meeting Precinct 1 race, the winners were incumbents Donna Gregorio, Michael Hardy, Mark Saya, Adam Sinesi, and David Wadia. In the Town Meeting Precinct 4 race, the winners were incumbents Joan Hastings, Frank Monaco, Virginia Mooney, Laura Nichols, and Eileen Sickler. Also elected was Sally Willard, a former town meeting member and former town meeting moderator. Also elected was newcomer William Boyven. There was also a write-in campaign by 2 candidates not on the ballot for an opening in the Housing Authority seat. In that race, Angela Wells won with 533 votes to Raul Argawal's 171. In total, 2,177, or 13.78% of the eligible Burlington voters cast ballots in what only can be described as another rather dismal turnout by Burlington voters. The Leahy Hospital and Medical Center employee who has been charged relating to a hidden camera in an employee bathroom has been placed on house arrest. Michael McDermott, 21, of Tewksbury, was freed on personal recognizance after being arraigned in Woburn District Court on Tuesday. As a condition of his release, he was placed on house arrest and he must wear a GPS device while the case is pending. The Middlesex District Attorney's Office said that Woburn District Court Judge Timothy Gailey said that during his house arrest, McDermott can only leave his home to receive treatment and sign releases for the probation department. He also must stay completely away from Leahy Clinic. McDermott was charged with 3 counts of photographing an unsuspecting nude person and 1 count of possession of a wiretapping device. As reported by BNews on Thursday, March 29th, officials at Leahy Hospital and Medical Center reported to Burlington Police that a recording device was found hidden in a staff-only restroom at the hospital. An investigation commenced, which had led to the suspect being identified and charged. After the news came out, a spokesperson for the hospital said the investigators determined the camera was in place for a brief period of time before it was discovered. They also said no patient or visitors were impacted by the incident. People not yet old enough to drink alcohol will soon be unable to buy tobacco in Burlington. On Tuesday, the Board of Health voted unanimously to change the regulations on the sale of tobacco products in town. One big change was raising the age of purchasing such products to 21 years of age. The change will go into effect on April 30th. This proposed change was first discussed in February when the board reviewed a proposed rewrite of the regulations. However, at that time, they had issues with the proposal, specifically that it would limit the sale of vaping products to specialized vaping stores, saying it would hurt businesses currently selling those products. This week, they had a new proposal before them that members felt was fair for businesses and protected young people. Board Chairman Dr. Wayne Saltzman, said the subcommittee came to a fair balance between protecting the kids, respecting the business owners, and respecting the adults who want to use those products. Other changes to the rules and regulations on tobacco sales include capping the total number of permits in town, banning the sale of blunt wraps, and prohibiting the sale of tobacco products in healthcare institutions, including pharmacies. This last ban only affects Shaw's, which both currently sells tobacco products and has a pharmacy. The Mama Bear Effect gathered at the Town Common to speak on behalf of Child Abuse Prevention Month. Donations were made to replace blue pinwheels around the police and fire stations. BNews reporter John Vias was there and files this report.
This past Friday, the center of Burlington was covered in a blanket full of April snow as the Mama Bear Effect held a pinwheel rally in honor of Child Abuse Prevention Month to spread more awareness. Donations were made to place blue pinwheels in front of the Burlington Fire Station and the police station. When asked about the snow and how the event held up, State Representative Ken Gordon had this to say.
I was so impressed that we had so many people who came. They didn't let the snow bother them. It was important to them. So we had a pretty good crowd, and everybody had an opportunity to hear what they came to hear.
I also spoke with the organization's founder and president, Adrian Simeone, about the significance of the pinwheels and the statistics of child abuse.
The Mama Bear Effect is a nonprofit organization, and it's our mission to raise awareness for the prevention of child sexual abuse. And with April being Child Abuse Prevention Month, we raise awareness for all forms of child abuse. A pinwheel is just a symbol of childhood innocence, so organizations all across the country plant pinwheel gardens to raise awareness of the fact that children are innocent and they need us to be their voice. It is estimated that 5 children die every day from abuse and neglect, and that 1 in 4 girls and 1 in 6 boys are at risk of sexual abuse before they turn 18. So those statistics are pretty shocking. And it's something that I think a lot of people have a hard time accepting, but it's very important that we face this reality so that we can change it.
Finally, it is very important to reach out immediately to your local police station and report any suspicious signs of a child being hurt in any manner.
If you suspect that a child is being abused, by all means file a report of abuse and neglect. You can do so anonymously, and if it's something you're suspicious of, have a conversation with a child. Let them know that you're a safe person that they can talk to and that you care about their safety.
We've got to speak up. I mean, and this is part of the program that the Mama Bear Effect is organizing, is to talk to people like youth coaches. Teachers have been aware of, and nurses have been aware to look for the signs, but other people who come in contact with children to watch, to notice, and if you do notice something, report it. Go to a school or go to another organization that's used to hearing this. If not the police, at least go to someone that's familiar with the issues.
I would urge them, if they see anything that even remotely they question, to reach out to the police department, and we can put them in contact with a detective who can look into it further.
The notion that when we talk about child sex abuse, first of all, it's important to protect our children. They're among the most vulnerable in our community. But also, this is insidious. It's something that happens behind closed doors. We really don't know when it goes on. We've got to really be looking for the signs.
Our organization has a website. It's themamabeareffect.org, and there's also childwelfare.gov, where there's information about all forms of child abuse.
From the Burlington Town Common, I'm John Vias for BNEWS Weekly.
So make sure your voice is heard. Thank you.
A town meeting warrant article floated last month by a member of the Board of Selectmen to change how the position of treasurer tax collector will not be on the May town meeting warrant. On Monday night, the board voted unanimously to approve the placement of all articles except that one, with the understanding it would take it up for consideration for September town meeting. The article suggested by Selectman Bob Hogan would have changed the treasurer-collected position from an elected position to an appointed one. He pointed out that the current occupant of the office, Brian Curtin, has been in the position for over 40 years, and during that time the town has seen a lot of growth. With Curtin retiring next year, Hogan said he has concerns that leaving the position as elected might not be the best way to find a qualified candidate. Hogan said when Curtin was first elected, the town had a budget of around $20 million, and it now has a nearly $140 million budget. He said the increased level of technical difficulty means a professional with experience should occupy that office. On Monday, the board had to decide whether to include the article on May town meeting warrant, but due to an upcoming deadline, did not. There was some consideration about whether or not they had enough information at this time to support making the change. Board Chair Chris Hartling said he was open to the idea, but wanted to hear from the Government Review Committee that was formed earlier this year and will have a report on its findings this June. Selectman Mike Runyon, a member of the committee, said that such specific input is beyond the scope of the Government Review Committee, but that it could possibly take a look at it. Finally, there was some discussion on timing. If town meeting votes to change the position from elected to appointed, that decision will need to be ratified at the state level, which could take some time. However, town administrator John Petrin said he didn't think it would be a problem getting that approved by next April, when Curtin is retiring, if town meeting makes the vote in September. With that, Hogan said he was comfortable with waiting until the fall the decision was made. However, it is likely that this question is likely to receive enough signatures to be placed on a town-wide ballot in such a significant charter change. Mathnasium, an education-based business that focuses on helping students K through 12 understand math by using fun and educational concepts, held their ribbon-cutting ceremony this week. BNews reporter Robert Paris was there and has this report.
A new facility where math can be taught through fun and educational concepts has just opened its doors in Burlington. On Friday, April 6th, the Mathnasium Learning Center held a ribbon-cutting ceremony for members of the Burlington community.
So Mathnasium is a math-only learning center. We cater to kids from kindergarten to grade 12 all the way through. It's a math only, so we teach only math, and our philosophy is math can be taught to anybody, however they are, whatever their learning style is. It's a customized learning center, so it is not one thing which fits all. We evaluate the student, find out where they are, what their level is, and based on where they are, that's where we meet them, and from there we take them.
The Burlington Area Chamber of Commerce is always looking for a way to help new businesses become recognized in the town.
Well, one of the things that we do for our members, we help get them involved with their grand opening, not only to help publicize it and get some of the word out, and frankly through the efforts of BCAT, they help us with that. But it's bringing the right people into the room, celebrating this, because truth be told, operating a small business is hard. And without partners like the Chamber and other business associations and members that are in the area, it's difficult. And so by being part of that team concept, we've found that we really have a good relationship with our businesses, and we bring them together in events such as this.
Mathnasium is excited to have the opportunity to get involved with other small businesses in Burlington.
We started in Acton. The owner opened 3 years ago in Acton, and they were chamber members in their district. And when we opened here, it was suggested that I join, since I was the center director for Burlington, and I live in Burlington. It's my community, so I joined on behalf of Mathnasium of Burlington, Lexington, and I've been going to the morning networking since my hours are in the evening. I can't do the evening networking, and it's just been a really great way to get involved with other small businesses and network with them.
Finally, Mathnasium sees bright days in their future as they are now part of the Burlington business community.
My hope here, obviously, to grow the love of math among the students. I really see it, and I find it very pleasant when I see that, and it's fulfilling to see the kids when they come in and say, I hate math, and then 6 months later, like, it's not that bad, I can do it, and again 6 months down the lane, they're like, I love math, I can do this. So this is a gradual phenomenon.
Friendly place to be, that it's not scary, that they learn that we help students all levels learn math in a way that makes sense to them, that we customize our approach and we do one-on-one instruction, and that we can help any child from grade K through 12 meet their goals.
I think that they're getting a real understanding of not only the residents that are here that have the needs for their sources, they've also gotten involved with the school system and the employers in the area, which is, it opens up their clients to a larger audience. I think they've thoroughly enjoyed being in Burlington, and we look forward to their success.
From the Mathnasium Learning Center, I'm Robert Paris for BNEWS Weekly.
2 longtime members of the Burlington Police Department who have announced that they are retiring were honored at Monday night's Board of Selectmen meeting. Detective Lieutenant Stephen O'Mara is retiring after 35 years with the department. Here is Chief Kent at the meeting speaking about him and his retirement.
First will be Steve O'Mara. Come on up here, Steve. Affectionately known by his guys as Stevie O. He's been on 35 years. He's currently a detective lieutenant. He's held all the ranks in the department leading up to that. I was going through his personnel file today, and there's several commendations in there. I can tell you one in particular, since I started my tenure here, was for particularly gory homicide that he entered the residence as one of the first responders with great bravery, and he also led the investigation. As detective lieutenant, he handles our internal investigations, and I always knew when I gave Steve something to do, it was going to be done very thoroughly and very compassionately. He's a man of few words, but when you give him a job to do, it gets done. He's going to be missed. He's going to stay on as a special, which is a good thing, but it's going to be tough to replace 35 plus years of internal knowledge that he had. He's a very hard worker, and I just felt we should be recognizing him to the board. So thank you for 35 years, Steve.
Thanks, Chief.
All right.
Thank you.
Also retiring is the Deputy Chief Thomas Duffy after 33 years of service with the Burlington Police Department. Again, here is Chief Kent.
Next up will be Deputy Chief Duffy.
That was quick.
Tommy will be leaving at the end of the month with 33 years of service. He came up through the ranks. He was promoted to a captain in 2011, and he was the town's first deputy chief in 2015. Again, I was going through his personnel file, numerous commendations, letter of appreciations from people. During his career, he's a graduate of the FBI National Academy. He was the first one from Burlington to go through the National Academy. He also commanded the NIMLAC STARS team, which is the school threat assessment and response team, for a number of years, and that's a regional concept. So within that, he had officers from all over Middlesex and Essex County under his command. You know, from a personal standpoint, having Tommy in the next door over has been a very comforting feeling when you come to work in the day. When he walks through the halls, you can see he gets the respect of all the officers. He doesn't ask anyone to do anything he hasn't done. He really is someone that I've relied on. Pretty much every decision that's been made has been cooperative effort between him and I. There were times we didn't always agree on everything, but that was behind closed doors, and by the time we went out front, we were on the same page. And he's going to be missed, just as Lieutenant O'Meara, and he's heading off to his boat and enjoying retirement, and he's been a very asset to the town, Burlington Police and the town. So Tommy, thank you very much.
The members of the Board of Selectmen also thanked the two men for their many years of dedicated service. There was also a promotion announced at the Board of Selectmen meeting to fill a position of Deputy Chief that Thomas Duffy is leaving with his retirement. Chief Kent recommended the appointment of Lieutenant Thomas P. Brown to the position. Town Administrator John Petrin, acting on Chief Kent's recommendation, made the appointment, and the board voted unanimously to waive the 15-day waiting period. Brown, who joined the department as a patrol officer in March 2001, has served in a variety of roles over the past 17 years. As a patrol officer, he designed and implemented the department's field training officer program for new recruits. He was promoted to a sergeant in 2004 and lieutenant in 2013. As lieutenant, he oversaw the creation of a brand new hiring process as the department left the civil service program in 2014. He also served as commanding officer of the field training program that he created earlier in his career. Here is Chief Kent and Town Administrator John Petrin on the promotion.
Lieutenant Brown also ushered in a new era for the department as an accreditation officer, helping the Burlington Police Department achieve certification status through the Mass Police Accreditation Commission for the first time in 2003. And as a lieutenant, he maintained our status and got us fully accredited, and we've been re-accredited subsequent times since then under his supervision, keeping us in line with the state's best practices, state and national, nationwide. He's also a certified assessor, and he is utilized by the commission to go to other departments to assess them. He's an instructor under the Mass Criminal Justice Training Council, instructing at several of the area academies with the recruits. Lieutenant Brown graduated from UMass Lowell in 1994 with a bachelor's degree in public administration and a minor in psychology. He received his law degree, cum laude, from Massachusetts School of Law in Andover, and has been a member of the Mass Bar since 2010. Tom's a Burlington boy to his core. He's one of 7 children raised in Burlington by Jim and Margaret Brown. He's a 1990 graduate of Burlington High School. Got 3 brothers on the fire department, and he and his lovely wife Michelle, and I want to thank Michelle because everyone in this room behind them is a support system, and often we forget to thank them. So thank you, Michelle. And his 3 daughters are here. So I would like to recommend that the town administrator, Lieutenant Brown, be promoted to the rank of deputy chief tonight.
It was my pleasure to appoint him to the position of lieutenant several years ago, and it is now my pleasure to appoint him to the position of deputy chief within the Burlington Police Department. This is an excellent appointment, and he'll make a great deputy chief following the steps of Tom Duffy here. So I think we're really pleased that we created this position and have the capability and the qualifications of the people we do within this department. So with that, I hereby appoint Thomas Brown as the Deputy Chief of the Burlington Police Department.
In a statement, the newly appointed Deputy Chief Brown said he believes very strongly that police are most effective when they work in partnership with the community they serve. And I quote, "As Deputy Chief, I will work to strengthen our existing partnerships, form new ones, and educate the members of this agency on the value of community policing and police legitimacy. I wish to express my gratitude to Chief Kent and every member of our department for their support as I begin my service in this new role." For over 20 years, the Burlington Community Scholarship Foundation has been supporting the academic success of Burlington students through donations, fundraising, and overall giving of Burlington businesses and volunteer efforts. This year was no exception. BNEWS reporter Tad Stefanak was there.
The Burlington Community Scholarship Foundation recently held their 22nd annual telethon with its traditional host, Jack Farron.
Let's get our first look at the tote board. We can't do it without our local businesses, most of which are the small businesses here in the town of Burlington. And corporate America, of course, pitches in for the Adopt a Class program. And then we write grants during the course of the year, myself and Joe Adebato, the head of guidance. So tonight we raised some dollars for scholars. We had 3 local restaurants chip in and give us dinners for 6, Capitol Grill, Burton's Grill, and Tuz McCall, valued at $600. They were great auction items. New co-host this year comes from the board of directors, Joe Warino, did a fabulous job. My cousin Kathy O'Neill was running the people in and helping my son, and Mike Talopoulos and his family. I mean, they supported us with all of the food.
So we were able to donate food for the BCAT staff, the wonderful BCAT staff, as well as for the guests that were coming in and so kind to help out with everything we got going on and raising funds. We were actually able to get the entertainment for the night. Sam Wolf, who finished Top 5 American Idol, has played at Newtown in Billerica, and he's playing again. He'll be there April 27th. It's Friday night, 8 o'clock. So we're looking forward to that.
Burton's brought some food too. And for those of you at home that were watching this event, we had boys and girls making phone calls, and we had the waters donated by Reading Cooperative Bank, and we had all the pizzas that came from Flatbread. So everybody was hydrated, everybody was eating, we had a good time, and I want to thank the Talopoulos family one more time for bringing in Sam Wolf, who was one of the finalists from American Idol. It was a nice night for Burlington, raising dollars for scholars, and go BCAT.
From right here in the BCAT studio, I'm BNews reporter Tad Stefanak.
A resident at Atria Longmeadow Place, hit a big milestone when she hit the century mark and celebrated her 100th birthday. BNews director Rich Hosford was at the festivities and has this report.
The dining room at Atria Longmeadow Place Senior Living Center was decked out with balloons and banners to celebrate a big event for one special lady. It was the 100th birthday of resident Phyllis Rubino, a Revere native who moved to Wilmington and finally settled in Burlington, and her family and fellow residents had gathered to honor her on her special day.
So when a resident like Phyllis turns 100, we have a big birthday celebration, you know, the balloons, the banner, we invite family to come in and celebrate with her. We also invite the residents to celebrate with her, so we have a big cake, the whole dining room's going to sing happy birthday. We're going to just really focus on celebrating Phyllis today. So we do that with all of our residents who are turning 100.
Also on hand was State Rep Ken Gordon, who brought Phyllis a special gift from the State House.
So I'm here to help celebrate the 100th birthday of Phyllis Rubino, who's at Longwood Atria. And it's a great, joyous event. Her family is here, her son is here, her grandson and two great grandchildren are here. And so, you know, we're here to have some fun and celebrate her century of living.
And what do you have for her?
And I have a citation from the House of Representatives, where I serve, signed by the Speaker of the House to commemorate her 100 years. This is important. It's an important milestone.
Phyllis's daughter said that her mother has always been active and on the go, and even now is younger than her years.
Yes, she's always been active. Always gone on trips, had many friends. Not too many left, but she's good. Oh, her and my father, they used to go dancing. They used to play bridge together. They used to go traveling. They did everything.
Jeannie said she was happily surprised by the parties thrown for her mother.
It was a surprise. They kept saying she's turning 100, and I thought, I know. And we were going to do a little something, but my brother is in Florida, and my son is in Colorado skiing right now. So they told us they were having a party here for her. I think it's great. I really do. It's really nice.
Finally, I had a chance to sit down with Phyllis as she was celebrating her special day. All right, well, I'm now here with the birthday girl herself, so just tell me, how does it feel to be 100 years old?
I feel young. Today you're making me feel young.
Well, that's good. You seem very young. What do you think about the party here today?
I'm amazed. I'm flabbergasted. But I love it.
And looking back, you know, for over 100 years, some of the big key things that stuck out to you.
Well, my lovely family, they've all been so good to me all these years. And that's what's kept me young. My children and my grandchildren and great-grandchildren. They've all kept me this young.
Oh, great. You have a lovely family, and happy birthday.
Thank you.
At Atria Longmeadow Place, I'm BNEWS Director Rich Hosford.
We go now to BNews weatherman Peter Brown in our weather center to get the latest forecast and to find out if spring weather is in the cards for the upcoming week. We'll also check out the community calendar with Maddie Shipka to see what's happening in Burlington.
Well, hello everyone, and this is Peter Brown with a look at your weather for the next 7 days. And can you believe it? We are into the middle of April already, but it has been feeling anything but the middle of April, that's for sure. We've seen record cold temperatures, we've seen lots of snow, and look at this. Starting out our period, yes, Friday the 13th, I know, we are going to be seeing some actually nice temperatures for a change. Look at this, temperatures in the mid-60s, above average for a change. Now, unfortunately, though, these temperatures are not going to be lasting that much. So, unfortunately to say, these warm temperatures that we're going to see on Friday and at the first half of Saturday are going to be a distant memory by the time we start our week, unfortunately. And of course, as you see, our record highs are supposed to be in the mid-80s, and we are going to be nowhere near that in the next 10 days out there. That's for certain. And of course, as we get towards the end of the period, look at this, we're getting into the third week in April. Our average high should be near 60 by that time of the year, but again, looks like we're going to be far from that. The only thing that's good is we actually have much longer days. The days keep getting longer, so that is one sign that tells us that we actually are in spring and not still in winter. Now, as we go ahead, I'm going to show you a little bit about what's going to be going on with our weather for the next 7 days, and especially as we get into the Patriots' Day time frame when there will be lots of people in the city and everything going to parades. And we're going to have kind of a messy weather map here. If you're looking at this, this is pretty active for April. There's a lot of stuff going on this map here. Again, starting out on Friday, we're going to see this stationary front that's going to be a little bit to the north of us, stationed about probably over the central New Hampshire into Maine, and that's going to allow some warmer weather, as you saw earlier, temperatures in the mid-60s, to be in our area for Friday. So very nice day, maybe a little bit of spotty drizzle early in the morning, but then getting some sunny breaks, so it'll be really nice if you can get out there tomorrow. Now, unfortunately, Saturday morning, we are going to see this front then start to slide down over us past the Burlington area and down towards the south coast and back into Connecticut. That is going to lead to a really significant drop in temperatures, especially by the time we get to the latter portion of Saturday. We may actually see an early morning high on Saturday near 60, then falling down to the 40s and even into the 30s by sunset. And then, yes, if you're looking at these clouds and these graphics, that does look like a little bit of mixed precipitation. Sunday, we'll be lucky to even get out of the upper 30s, and we could see a little bit of sleet pellets mixed in with some of the rain showers. But then the big event comes up for Monday. We're going to see a warm front come back through our area. Temperatures going to go back up into the mid and upper 50s, but that's going to bring with it the chance of some extremely heavy rainfall here in the Burlington area all the way into Boston. So if you're going in town for the marathon, make sure you have your umbrella with you anywhere along the parade route. It's going to be a nasty and windy day on Patriots Day. Now, as we move ahead, I'm going to show you a little bit about those weather conditions and temperatures for the next 7 days. And of course, as you notice here again on Friday, we're going to see that chance of some rain showers early in the morning. Some partial breaks, though, in the afternoon. Temperatures, again, look at that, and really nice, up into the mid-60s. So beautiful conditions, especially Friday afternoon if you're out and about getting ready to go away for April vacation. Now, again, Saturday, we're going to see the chance of some drizzle and everything as we get maybe towards the middle of the day into the afternoon. Again, that high temperature of 57 is probably going to be around dawn, and then we're going to see temperatures falling well back down into the 40s and into the 30s by sundown. Now, on Sunday, here we are. Look at this. Back to the usual like we've been seeing this spring. Temps barely getting out of the upper 30s with a mix of maybe some rain and sleet. Then Monday, heavy rain returns. So if you're going out there, if you're going to any of those parades, any of the festivities, make sure you have a rain jacket with you and make sure you have your umbrella because it is going to be a soaking, steady rain on Monday. Now, Tuesday, we're going to see the sun start to pop out again, but temperatures, again, look at this, back down into the upper 40s, so still kind of chilly out there. As we round out our period getting towards the end on Thursday, we're going to see some nice conditions on Wednesday with temperatures around 50, but Thursday, we might see a bit of rain moving back in, and temperatures, again, just barely getting to 50, maybe getting stuck in the 40s again. So everyone, get out there. I hope you have a wonderful Patriots Day weekend and enjoy the weather.
I'm Maddie Shipka, and this is your Community Calendar. A former member of a popular singing group is coming to Burlington. On Thursday, April 19th at 7 p.m., the Burlington Public Library will be having Tony Funches, the former lead singer of the Platters, come and perform for Burlington. Tony Funches graced stages around the world as the longest-standing lead singer of the legendary Hall of Fame music group, the Platters. Everyone is welcome and the event is free. For more information, visit burlington.org or call 781-270-1690. Thank you very much. On Saturday, April 21st at 7 p.m., the Burlington 4th of July Committee will be having a fundraiser featuring an Elvis impersonator. The fundraiser will be held at the American Legion Hall. Come on by and hear some of your favorite Elvis quotes and songs. There will also be a cash bar and raffle prizes. Tickets are $25 per person. Everyone is welcome. And for more information and to buy tickets, visit burlingtonjuly4th.com. Enjoy the wonderful sights and sounds of spring. On Saturday, April 28th, the Burlington Parks and Recreation will be having a day trip to Nantucket for their annual Daffodil Festival. Every year, the island of Nantucket prepares a very special welcome to spring. There are antique cars decorated with daffodils, as well as art exhibits, hats bedecked with daffodils, shop windows showing off their daffodil displays. Pre-registration is required. Everyone is welcome. The cost of the trip is $146. For more information and to pre-register, visit burlingtonrecreation.org or call 781-270-1695. I'm Maddie Shipka, and this has been your Community Calendar.
Another week, another photo to highlight. This week we have what in a normal situation could be a force of destruction, a young boy with a screwdriver and a mission to take things apart. Fortunately, in this case, that's what he was supposed to be doing. The photo was sent in by Linda McNamee and shows her son Evan at the Cub Scout Pack 105 Take It Apart Night program. During the event, Cub Scouts disassembled old items, mostly electronics, and then worked together to create new items, mostly works of modern art, with the pieces. Thank you for the photo, Linda. We'd like to see your photos. They could be of something you see around town, whether outside your own door, or even photos of your family members and pets, whatever you think is interesting and would like to share with us and the community. Email your photos to bcat@bcattv.org with the subject line Photo of the Week. And that's it from the news desk here at BNEWS Weekly. I'm Phil Gallagher, along with BNEWS Director Rich Hosford, BNEWS reporters Tad Stefanak and John Vias, and Peter Brown with the weather, and Maddie Shipka with Community Calendar.